I'm doing my project on women in the media, and I basically just want to briefly cover how women are portrayed and covered in the media, whether it's being them covered by the tabloids and magazines, or the way that we see women in movies and television roles. The issue. Women tend to be portrayed by the general media in a negative light, and the focus is primarily on appearances. And do men in the spotlight receive the same treatment as women? Okay. In magazines and tabloids, there's an excessive commentary on looks, particularly weight. I mean, whether you're too fat or too skinny, there's always something wrong with female celebrities. There's more focus on personal lives, children, and relationships as opposed to careers. Women are featured in less serious articles, again, and more in superficial articles talking about like beauty or boyfriends. And women are featured significantly less in television and movies, and you rarely see a woman as a lead role. In both newspapers and tabloids, women are covered for more personal reasons. The top one shows newspapers, the second shows the tabloids, and in both instances, men are covered almost 100% in newspapers for something job-related, and almost not at all for something only personal. And the issue is, why do we care only about men's careers, but about women's personal lives? There are plenty of women who have awesome careers. We should pay some attention to that. Alright, this video is kind of long, so I won't show it, but click if you want. On Geena Davis, who is a retired actress, on women's role models. She basically started a foundation trying to get women to be more present in the media, because you can't be what you can't see. And if young girls don't see women role models in television and movies, who are they going to look up to? And the women who are in movies and television are often in relationship-based roles, where their only problem is like to get a boyfriend. And that's just not really realistic, because real young women have problems that extend beyond relationships. And the way that they see this on television is that girls' only problem is to get a boyfriend, and if you get a boyfriend, all your problems will be solved. And that's not how life is. We need to have strong female characters that are independent, and maybe they have a boyfriend, but maybe they don't, and it doesn't matter to them. They have a career, they have friends, they have a family, they have other issues that don't just revolve around guys. And objectification is definitely a big thing, especially in advertisement. This video is, it's also kind of long, but it's basically just clips of various commercials that have over-sexualized women. And most of them, they're appearing half naked or doing something seductive, and they're always trying to sell something, whether or not it's a men or women's product. If it's a men's product, then it's, an attractive girl giving you beer, because somehow that makes you want to buy the beer more. And if it's a woman's product, it's an attractive woman wearing lip gloss, because I guess in their mind, if girls see an attractive woman wearing lip gloss, they will want to buy it as well, because they hope maybe it'll make them look like that model. And that's not true. But when women are constantly portrayed, in sexual ways, younger girls are going to start to think that that's all there is to them. Some TV tropes. These are recurring themes in movies and TV over the years. The damsel in distress everyone's familiar with, even in video games where Mario goes to save Princess Peach. The helpless female gets saved by her male hero. Miss Fanservice is when the woman is just eye candy. She's walking around wearing some very revealing outfit, she's very attractive, because for some reason, guys don't want to watch girls unless they are half naked. Career versus man. This is present in almost every romantic comedy or drama. The woman has a fulfilling career, but then there's a guy, and for some reason she can't have both, so she always seems to choose the guy. The hero's muse. Basically a manic pixie dream girl. She kind of just sits there and inspires the hero to do something cool or to change his life because she's pretty. And the Smurfette principle is when there's one female, and she's usually a flat character, and she's just someone's girlfriend or sister. She's not really well developed. And this is especially present in the action genre, where women are more often sidekicks than the hero. Even when they are the hero, like in Superwoman or Catwoman, they're just over-sexualized. And these are two drawings of Batman and Captain America wearing traditionally female superhero costumes, and you can see how ridiculous they are. Because if you're fighting crime and saving the world, you're not going to do it in a spandex bikini. But when we see it on girls, it's totally normal. But when we see it on guy superheroes, we realize how weird, and that doesn't make sense. The Bechdel test is the test for the presence of female characters. A show or movie should have at least 2 women who have at least one conversation about something other than a man. And it's way harder than it sounds, especially in the mainstream media. And who are girls going to look up to if they don't see themselves on the television? Like, in real life, girls have relationships with other girls, and they talk about a wide variety of things that aren't just guys. But we don't see this happen on movies and television. And magazines. Both men and women's magazines can be sexist. Photos usually consist of attractive women, usually in very sexual poses. In men's magazines, they're just objects for consumption. They're just there so that the guy can see them and then be happy. In women's magazines, they're used for a different reason. They're used to provoke envy. Because if they show you a very attractive girl wearing these nice clothes, their hopes is that a girl reading it would want to go buy those clothes because maybe it'll make her look like that model. And the main focus of women's magazines is pleasing your man, which I find pretty problematic, and we'll get into a little bit later. Alright, cosmopolitan magazines. Pretty much every cover up in the top left corner is something sex related. That's how they grab your attention. There's usually something about how to make him want you. It's just the focus on the guy and what he wants, how to make him happy. There's always some sort of headline about looking sexy or losing weight. And sometimes they have stories with substance, but it's not very common. The consequences of beauty magazines, body image, definitely. Younger women or even older women who are reading these magazines see these photoshopped, super thin models, and studies have shown that college women who read these magazines agree with the ultra-thin idea, which is usually unhealthy. And they're usually less satisfied with their own bodies, because if you're constantly looking at photoshopped models and then looking at yourself, you're never going to be happy with yourself. Unrealistic beauty standards, they're usually flawed. They're a computer-generated image. And if you waste your time trying to look like a computer-generated image, you're never going to succeed or be happy. There's just an emphasis on looks and makeovers and, how to look your best. And it always implies that the way girls look naturally isn't good enough. Like, you always need some makeup to make yourself look better. And there's also heavily stressed importance of relationships and sex. Most of the time these these articles are focused on the guy's side. His best sex ever, sex moves men crave, kisses he'll love, are all actual headlines from women's magazines. And you rarely see something that is focused on how to make the woman happy, which I think is an issue because she's the one who's buying the magazine and she's the one who's reading it. She should know how to make herself happy, not just her boyfriend. But there are things you can do about it. Don't lose hope. Don't buy into it. There's a hashtag not buying it thing was created by Misrepresentation, the organization trying to get women into the media. And it's a way to call it sexism on Twitter. When you see like a very sexist advertisement or television show or whatever, you just do hashtag not buying it. And, hopefully these corporations and whatever will see this and realize that it's not very good publicity when they're called out on their sexism. Maybe, hopefully, change their ways. Stop criticizing others. Whether it's for being like too fat or too thin or too ugly or like whatever. It's not good to criticize others because there is no ideal, and no one has the right to tell another person that they aren't good enough. And stop criticizing yourself because, again, there's no ideal and you're perfect the way you are. If you love yourself, the magazines can't make you feel bad about it. And be the change that you want to see. If you want to see more women in leadership roles, then go lead. And if you want to see more women in television and magazines and books, then, make yourself heard. Try and write a television show or movie with a strong female character. Write articles for magazines that are about the things that you want to see. Basically, don't just accept the media the way it is. You need to change it yourself.